Bob, my name's Colin. I run the Dunoon Presents project, which is the business community in Dunoon who have got behind the round 5 of the Scottish Rally Championship by investing in it and funding the event by way of sponsorship. And we're absolutely delighted to host such a prestigious event for the town, which of course has a huge illustrious rallying history from back in the day, back in the 70s and the 80s. So there's been a real sense of anticipation in the town for weeks about the rally coming, and we're just delighted to be able to host such a prestigious event with that level of history to it.
For the first time since 2003, the SRC Roadshow heads to Argyll. 6 stages lie ahead in some of the most spectacular landscapes in Scotland. Car 1, Jock Armstrong and Paula Swinscoe. For the first time in more than a decade, the Argyll forests will echo to the sound of rally machinery once again. The reigning champion off the line. This stage probably the most difficult in this year's SRC, with about 7 surface changes, all of them slippery. And Jock has absolutely demolished the competition in here, 12 seconds clear of anyone else. SS2 was good too, another stage win, but this time by only a second. Second on the road, championship leaders Ewan Thorburn and Paul Beaton, but it's not a good start for the R5. A puncture in Glenbranta leaves them 4th quickest. New rubber fitted, their 2nd quickest in Bishop's Glen, but arrive at first service still in that 4th place.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 70, left 3 in, 60, left 1. 360 small crest, right 2 feet flat of the crest, 370 to bad left 6.
Mike Faulkner and Peter Foy, 3rd quickest in Glenbranta after a slow puncture, but here in SS2 they're absolutely charging, equal 2nd fastest with the Fiesta. They arrive at first service just 1 second ahead of the R5.
Left 9 no good, 1 left 9 no good, and right 8. 8. Into left 2 in, 370 to the small crest, accepted left 8 in late.
Second fastest on SS1, Sean Sinclair and Jamie Edwards were Armstrong's nearest challengers despite a spin. 4th fastest on Bishop's Glen left them 2nd, 15 seconds off the lead. Mark McCulloch and Michael Hendry, one of my tips for a good result this weekend. I feel their neat style should suit these tricky stages, and so far they're backing that up, 5th overall, and in a perfect position to strike if the top 4 hit trouble. Another driver to watch this weekend is Stephen Clark. Missing since the border counties, there doesn't appear to be much in the way of rustiness in his driving. The older Evo an early 7th. It's not been the best year for reigning Challengers champions Scott McCombie and Mark Fisher. Argyll, however, has started well, 5th fastest in Glenbranta and 9th in Stage 2 left them in an early 6th. 12th fastest after an early off-road excursion in SS1, Freddie Milne and Abby Loudon charged to the 6th quickest time in Bishop's Glen to hold 10th at first service. Challengers points leaders Simon Hay and Callum Jaffrey have yet to take a category win this season. This event was looking like their best chance yet, a fantastic 8th overall after 2 stages and looking to climb higher. Holding an early 9th, John Wink and John Forrest were off to a good start, and with the car up for sale, they were looking for a solid result to help attract those potential buyers. Two more stages in the Argyll area and Armstrong and Swinscoe still lead, but the lead is now just 4 seconds. And that was because Thorburn was on a charge, the Fiesta taking 14 seconds out of the Impreza over Sucketh and Glen Crow. With stage 5 cancelled, only the second running of Bishop's Glen remained. A head-to-head shootout was looming. Two 4th fastest times in this loop keep Sinclair and Edwards in touch, 25 seconds off the lead, but in an ideal position if the top two were to push too hard on the final stage. Moving up to 4th, the softly approach was paying off for Mark McCulloch in the Hardy Evo, now 36 seconds clear of Stephen Clark in an increasingly smoky car. Up to a fantastic 6th and only 2 seconds behind Clark, it was turning into a dream weekend for Hay and Jaffrey, now leading the challengers by 13 seconds. But where were Faulkner and Foy? Well, unfortunately, they were on yet another fight back after a big spin into the undergrowth near the end of Sucketh. 55th quickest dropped them to 10th overall, but second quickest in SS4 brought them back up to 7th as they made up for the lost time.
4 confirmed, 40, right 3, 60, caution long, flat right 2 continues on the crest at 70, crest and left 2 to danger right 7 plus. Left 2, right 7 plus. Right 4 in and left 7 stay in.
4 seconds back, Wink and Forrest continued their good run, although they were now looking over their shoulder. Challengers rivals Michael Binney and Claire Mole were now just behind them as they got into their stride.
2 right 5, left 4 and long right 7. Well held, long right 7, into left.
But Binney couldn't relax either. Ian Wilson's Impreza was only 2 seconds back from the Evo 5, having leapfrogged Freddie Milne in this look with an impressive third quickest in Sucketh.
40, the flat left 2 in and crest left 3 in. 70, crest right 1, left 1, crest 100 up.
And that battle wasn't over either. Milne was only 2 seconds down on the Impreza with 1 stage remaining. Unfortunately, we lost McCombie and Fisher on this loop, the Evo falling off the road in SS4.
I was kind of changing it from grippy to slippy. It was slippy in there. The course car, or the opening car, had a few moments and kind of slid off the road and came back on. cut a couple of corners badly and threw a bit of stuff onto the road for me as well, so that was kind of confusing.
Yeah, alright, they're still pretty slippy in places, quite dangerous in places, so just a fairly steady run round. No heroics yet, so we'll see what we can do in the last one.
We're going back into this last stage though. This is the second time through this stage, so it should be good.
We're only a second in front of you in that last time through, so, and it'll be a bit cleaner for us all now. It's just had a loose surface on it, so a bit of grip, a bit of commitment to say the least. So.
It's probably the best stage all day we've had, so grip wise, so yeah, we're looking forward to the last one, see what we can do.
We've been sort of alright really, just little areas where under the trees where it's very greasy and things. It's just, whether it's the conditions, whether it's just us, I don't know, but we're just sort of slipping and sliding a lot, and just affects your confidence for that split second of, you turn in for one corner and it's fine, you turn in the same sort of corner again and it's just big sideways. And
just at the flying finish, we just caught the grass and it spun. Wouldn't have been normally been a big issue, but car wouldn't come off the grass, so it took us a minute and a half to get it off the grass. So that was it. Into the next one, and we made a bit of time back, and we'll have another go in the last one, see what we can salvage.
Well, for the first time today, you kind of know what you're going to get in the last stage.
Yes, and it was a good stage this morning, so I seem to be spending my year trying to catch up, so we'll have another go.
6 miles of Bishop's Glen left to decide the final results of the Argyll rally then. And just losing out on a top 10 by 3 seconds, Ian Wilson couldn't quite keep ahead of Freddie Milne. Freddie 7th fastest on the last stage to grab 10th. But it was a good weekend for the challengers. Michael Binney and Claire Moe finishing 4 seconds clear of Milne and Loudon to take 9th overall and 3rd in the challengers' points. 27 seconds up the road, it was a good 8th place for Wink and Forrest, 2nd challengers, and more importantly a good advertisement for the car. Dropping to 7th on the final stage, it was still a fantastic drive from Simon Hay and Callum Jaffrey, taking their first ever Challengers win and making many people stand up and take note.
That's what we come here to do, so yeah, we just need to win another in yet.
You were certainly psyching yourself up going into that final stage because you were out there in the car very early, ready to go, getting in the mood.
We were that, aye, but we're 4 seconds slower through it than we were this morning, so it didn't work.
Well, that didn't work.
No, more Red Bull, I think.
Yeah, very good. Good stages, bar obviously stage 1 where it had its moments, but yeah, as Simon says, we did what we needed to do.
Despite being away from the action since the border, Stephen Clark and Paul Brown haven't lost any speed, 6th overall after a great drive in an ailing car. And salvaging 5th after that stage 3 disaster, Faulkner and Foy once again showed they've got the pace. Now they just need the luck.
Keep right into crest, left 1 and now a right 3 in, left 1 of the crest, into left flat, left 1 no crest and left 2 in, to care right 3 in, 50 up, to left 4 in of the crest, 70 down, to flat right 1 of the crest, 70 down.
And taking their best finish so far this year, McCulloch and Hendry look to be back on form heading into the business end of the season, now sitting 4th in the championship points. Third quickest over the final stage cemented yet another podium for Sinclair and Edwards in the S14, Sean shooting off after the rally to support his son racing quad bikes down south.
Okay, fairly cautious at the start, thinking I was maybe overcautious, but then when we tried to push a wee bit harder it became quite obvious I was going fast enough because I just couldn't control the car on the slidey stuff, the slimy green stuff that was on the stages. But it was okay. It could have been wasn't first, but wasn't last. So I'm quite happy to be in the podium, definitely.
Jamie, it must have been an exciting ride today. It's a big car.
Yeah, no, it's a big car. It's some of the sections are quite narrow, and I think that was catching us out a bit, where we were just catching the sort of slime or grease or grass on the sides of the roads, and it was just giving us a bit of excitement through some corners and just pushing on a bit, running a bit wide, getting a bit sideways, and just a bit scrappy in places. But it wasn't really anything you could do about it. It's just really, really greasy conditions, and all right, it's the same for everyone. But yeah, it was just, you lose a bit of confidence for that next couple of sort of few hundred meters, and then you get it back again when the grip comes back. So overall, it's a good day.
That just left the top two. Armstrong went first and set a time 2 seconds quicker than Sinclair with a 6 minutes 28. The benchmark had been set. Here's Thorburn unbeaten, and this looks committed. They need at least a 6 minutes 23 to take the Argyll win. Over the finish line, and it's a 6 minutes 28 seconds quicker than the Impreza over the 6 miles. Thorburn and Beaton are the victors of the 2017 Dunoon Presents Argyll Rally. As the champagne is sprayed at the finish, Jock doesn't look too disappointed, but what a performance from the Fiesta crew. It must have been some ride for Paul Beaton.
Going into the last stage, 4 seconds down on Jock was maybe not an ideal situation for us, but Ewan pulled out at the bag in the end, had a good push through there and came out 8 seconds on top of him, so won by 4 seconds, so happy days.
Less than 7 miles, it must have been some run through that last stage.
Yeah, it was good, I was hanging on, but no, it was good, we're just, again, we keep saying it, we're still finding our feet with the car, we're not quite where we want to be, but yeah, the last stage probably clicked better than any other stage we'd competed on today, but yeah, I mean, I think we've still got loads more in the tank, which is positive for moving forward and taking the car to what it's sort of designed to do.
So it's a second win of the season for Thorburn and Beaton. With 2 rounds remaining, there will be many people doing the math to work out if they can secure the title on the next event, the Grampian Forest Rally in August.